Happy Wednesday, people.
Bonjour.
Welcome to the Kris the Critic Relationship Show. This super beautiful overachiever to my right is the one, the only Gina B.
And the fans go wild. No, they don't.
Brian is the producer. We do need a track.
Right. Next. He's like, next time. Shut up.
Today, summertime. It's hot. It's nice
hot.
out. Cuffing season is been over with. We are in prime dating season.
Yes, we are.
But yours truly, even though I've been out of the game for a while, I've been seeing some unhappy folks in the dating pool. So to that end, you and I, and you, because we need you to chime into this.
We need your comments.
We are talking about dating roles and relationships for men and for women.
Yeah.
And
what are they?
Since I haven't dated since, I don't know.
I haven't dated in a while either.
Well, I marry as I date my wife. However, y'all know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're not dating multiples.
I have not been in the dating game since early 2000s, maybe. So, things have changed a little bit, right?
Yeah, I haven't dated in a while either, but I just think, so when you start dating somebody, what does that mean? Like, what are you now responsible to do for that you were not previously?
I really want to hear from folks, and I want to hear what disconnect stories they have in terms of expectations. Because I see a lot of unhappy people in social media.
Well, there are a lot of unhappy people, but there are also people that just like have these expectations, and I'm just like, where is that even? Like, he's my man. He's supposed to pay for me to get my hair done. Is he?
I just saw a post that said the dating pool is full of poop and piss.
It is a cesspool. It is a cesspool. Seriously, the dating pool is a murky quagmire.
So I did a little research. I'm like, maybe it's just that person. However, I brought some notes.
Of course you did.
As I always do.
He's
just
so
for
prepared.
you.
I love it. I love that Kris is so prepared.
47% of Americans say it's harder to date today than just 10 years ago. And women are twice as likely to say it's harder than men. So it's not just the black people disconnect thing. Not that I only look at black social media, but I only look at black social media.
It makes sense because women are the ones who are more geared toward it, right? There are a lot of men that are like, yeah, I don't think so.
I think there are a lot of gender gray areas.
Well, there's that too.
I think that's the problem.
Do you think that the gender gray areas are the problem?
Well, I don't know if that's the right word. Not gender gray areas, but here's what I mean. Traditionally, let's go back to the 70s.
We do man-woman relationships.
Let's go back to the 70s, right?
FYI. Mm-hmm.
I ask you out for a date.
Mm-hmm.
Who's paying?
Right, you are.
All day.
All day long.
What is your job on the date, right?
To sit there and look cute.
Look cute, right?
And eat.
Right. Did you ask me out?
No.
Did we meet on a dating app?
No, we did not.
You didn't swipe anywhere and like or heart me?
I met you at a lounge.
At a lounge. You wrote your number on my forehead.
I did.
That's
boy.
That's how. Oh,
look
for
at the
real,
mirror
old
if you
school.
want my number.
Girl, like, you don't have paper. I'm like, girl, I remember that. And I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that number and run and go to my homie. Like, oh, write this number down real quick.
I remember being at a Kappa picnic once.
Yo.
And there was a super fine man.
Who hasn't dated a Kappa?
That I was like a teenager. And he asked me for my number and I didn't have a pen. And I was drunk. Okay, let's start with that.
And you're going to give
I
out
was
your
drunk,
parents' phone
it
number.
was
You didn't have a cell phone.
That's exactly what I was doing. I was giving my parents' phone number. And I had eyeliner. And I was like, all right, we'll see if you can get this to dry. Because I didn't have a pen, but he was so cute. And so he probably could never have made that number out. And for years, I was like, where did that fine man go? Like, I just didn't ever see him again. And
Wow.
probably haven't to this day. Anyway, I don't know why I told that story. But you brought it up, and it was
so
nostalgic.
So now, I see a lot of social media posts. Men saying they only want me for my money. Or, it costs too much to do this. And I see women, but then I see women say, I make my own money, I don't need a man. So I'm wondering, are they just asking men out, telling them where they're going and what they're doing, and the guys are just showing up? Because I hear a lot of women say guys seem sort of spoiled, sort of baby acting.
Guys are spoiled.
So they act like...
Guys are pretty spoiled.
I don't know. Brian, what do you think? I mean...
Do you think men are spoiled, Brian?
If you see what... do you think guys are entitled now that everything's equal? If they get that thrown down their face. Now, I'm a traditional guy.
If they're a high caliber guy.
Uh-huh.
If they're a high caliber guy, they're spoiled? Is that what you're
spoiled.
saying?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of spoiled men right now.
Actually have a lot of...
They got a lot of options.
They have options, so they got one. I got one done my laundry. I got
They
one
do
done
have
my
options.
dishes. This one feeds me. That
I
one
wonder if
feeds
women looked at it like that. Because think about it. Let's take
Well, yeah.
the finest top 5% Instagram model, right? A, they have their own money.
Yes.
They're paid.
They are.
They're usually, in most eyes, friggin' good looking. They are really picky. Right?
Isn't
And
that how Neo found his wife?
I think they should be.
I think so.
They're-
Yeah.
They're supposed to. That blew me, by the way. I didn't even know Neo liked
That blew you?
women. No pun
Big wheels?
intended.
Okay. Just saying.
But I think we expect them to be picky, no?
Yeah. I
They
mean,
if they date a
people-
Kanye West or a famous rapper,
a
actor.
Kanye West.
Well, I'm just saying he's dated his fair. Drake, they've dated their fair share of Instagram people, right?
I think we should trade somebody.
Nobody
back to Canada for Drake.
bats an eye twice.
Right.
But I think a man in the same position probably gets ridiculed a little bit.
When they're spoiled?
Yeah.
Like, okay, fancy boy.
But anyway, back to the rest of us, right?
Back to
they
the
go
rest
to
of
work. 67% say their dating life is just not going well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, why is it so difficult versus 1970? 1980. 8. Whatever. Why is it so difficult?
Yeah.
This is where you guys can chime in.
Yeah.
I'll start checking.
Well, when we talked about the topic of the show earlier today, I was thinking, like, what are the expectations once you begin to date someone? And I was thinking of situations like, did you see the thing on Facebook where the woman was upset because this guy who she was dating
Right.
brought her food but didn't bring home food for all her kids? Is that a responsibility?
Hell to the no.
That someone, but people expect that. Well, you should have, and then you should have seen the comments. You should bring home.
If
don't
you
bring
got
food
4
for-
kids
bring
by
it for
4
your
different
kids.
dudes, you'd be lucky that somebody showed up to date you anyway.
You lucky for a quarter pounder with cheese. You got all the
Don't let
mouths
me out
to
of the
feed.
house on
Like,
Wednesday.
my whole thing is, if you date somebody with kids, right? You support them, they support their kids. I mean, not support, but what I'm saying is that you are there for them.
It should be.
They are there for their
It
kids.
should be like 4 dudes throwing money to the house.
Well,
food
when
budget.
you have that complicated of a situation,
Everybody, she should be eating well.
don't go.
She
don't
should
go
be
to her
getting
house
4
on
different
Father's Day.
checks.
I mean, she should be getting 4 different checks. But my point is,
If I
that
had 4 babies by 4 different people,
you would not
they'd
have 4
all
babies
be
by 4 different people.
they'd all be millionaires if I did. I just ain't gonna be out here opening my legs without getting paid.
Opening your legs. I mean, real talk. Like, I can't even imagine. Well, yeah, I don't even. I would not be the right person for that. But I just think, like, I mean, everyone thinks that there is a responsibility to. Well, if we're dating, then he should have no problem getting my nails done. Well, is he now responsible because he wants to spend time with you for the care and feeding of you? Like, I don't understand, like, what
That's not at the
that
onset
responsible.
of dating, is it? I wouldn't have met.
But see, I don't know because I've heard people talk.
Here's where I'm at. I just, what the brother Rico Sanders said, Instagram models are,
Illusions. It's just an illusion.
no, they real. I see a lot of pictures of them. No,
Yeah, they're illusion. I mean, it is. It's a
it
projection.
is.
But
He's
that
right.
does not. I saw the monkeypox, which someone called schlong COVID the other day, which made me cry.
That's
I thought
hilarious.
that was funny. Shit.
Who pays on the first date?
Well, we talk about this, right?
2022.
Who asks pays.
Who asked?
I mean, if someone's asking, they're paying.
I'd like some fellas.
What does Aaron Foster have to say down there?
if we have any-
no purchase for play.
If we have any ladies on here, who? Catherine Bowman. Hey, Catherine.
Hi,
Bowman.
she's like, oh boy, here we
Hello,
go.
Aaron. I
All right,
like
now
the
here
folks
we
we
go.
got.
Yeah, we got some good people.
Who pays on the first date? Let's start right there. We meet. Who pays?
So if the guy asks, the guy
Right.
pays. Is there a
What if a girl asks?
Then she should pay.
I don't.
Who who asks pays.
It sounds good in theory.
How you gonna ask somebody on a date and look at them to reach in their pocket?
I think
you're
it
gonna
happens
ask somebody
all day, every day.
This is why I never asked a man on a first date.
I'm going back to the Stone Ages, where women didn't even ask about it. They just sat there when they sat there. Mm-hmm.
I know you got this, boo.
Mm-hmm.
No, but
at least
okay. Here was my little trick, which wasn't a favorite trick among some people, right? It's exactly. Catherine and I are on the same way there.
This is a very mature answer.
So, here is the thing I used to do. If I went out with a guy, right, and in the middle of the date I decide we're never going out again, okay, I would make sure to cover my half.
Really?
Because, yes.
You don't feel obligated?
Well, that's a signal. Like, this has ceased to be a date by whatever it was you did in the middle.
I was more shallow than that. Back when I was dating, usually, I'm not saying that we didn't want to date you long term. But men ask out women they want to sleep with. So we were okay with paying. Because we like, look.
So you're paying for the poo.
I didn't say we were paying for the poo. It just puts us in a better light.
Paying for the poo?
Because we knew.
But look at, I like our producer.
We knew we wanted
how he writes a comment and then highlights his own comment. But we feel like you judge unless we got some icebergs.
But these days, you almost can't. Everybody is hypersensitive. If a man suggests, man, that outfit is really fitting you, I could be brought up on charges.
Well, now you have to ask.
So I'm almost thinking, are you thought of as being not equal rights if you don't? Maybe a guy says, "Hey, would you like to pay half of that bill?"
The guy's offering.
I don't know.
Wait, the guy. Wait, okay.
Because you have so many women today saying,
what are the circumstances?
Not you, not Catherine Bomer, but we have a lot of women that say, "I'm right. I make all this money. I'm all this. I can't find a man this." And I'm thinking, well, hell, if we're all out here in the dating pool going on multiple dates to find that someone, if she happens to have more money than him.
Well, let's not worry about who has more than who at this point.
I sort of think that means something.
No, not necessarily. I mean, not in the beginning. Like, in the beginning, you shouldn't be like, damn, baby, you got more money, so you can fork it over. Like, that's not attractive.
Yes,
that's not sexy. That's not the way to get in the ass.
Yeah, dude, right.
Right.
It's not how you get it. You're right.
What is Catherine Bomer's last comment?
My
mother always told me something. Make sure you have enough money to pay my half of any day. Exactly.
You know you pocketed all that money.
But whatever. Like, make sure you've got enough money to pay your way out of some shit. Sounds crazy.
So, brings us to store. I don't think we mentioned this last week, did we? But you guys weren't here last week. Some of you. There was a couple who they lived in different cities. And he flew her out after a series of conversations, 4 months into it. Flew her out to see him, right? She decides she didn't want to give him any. Dude gets upset, drives her back to the airport. She's talking mad garbage on the way there. You are lame. You are lame. And he was like, well, why would I fly you all the way out here and I'm not getting them? You know, you didn't did this on camera. We didn't flirt. We didn't talk. And they're dirty and all this. And I flew you out here. Now, she's not obligated at all. But is he obligated to pay? She got out of the car.
He offered.
She yelled back after this long argument, and give me the confirmation number. He says, I canceled the flight, and pulls off.
You're on your own, bitch.
Now.
That's foul.
Sad. It's a learning
experience. That's kind of foul.
It was I don't know.
Okay, first of all.
Who goes to see Mike Tyson at 2 in the morning in his bedroom? And I'm just playing. That's a whole different story. I don't want to rough.
But first of all, personally, I would not be allowing some dude to fly me somewhere.
Unless you're prepared to give him the goods.
Probably not, right? Because you know that's what he wants. That's why he's flying you there.
So if you did jump on a plane.
Shit.
If you jumped on a plane.
Then that's what I want to do.
Because I'm a retired player, fellas, I'm going to give you the answer to the test. You get that straight up front. So he was wrong for that. And she was wrong for jumping her butt on a plane without getting that straight. So he gets called shady by us. It's a learning experience for both of them.
Yeah, everyone should get the situation. Like, are you coming here? Are we gonna, you don't have to come
I don't know why she thought dude was just in the
up?
business after flirting and all this on the phone.
I'm just gonna
paying for vacations.
Yeah.
He could talk. He'd have to fly you out there to talk to you. Right.
Well,
We'd have to have that.
she
Well,
didn't
these
really
days you got to have
that.
that signed agreement. You got to say, you know what? It says right here, as you fly out here, you're giving me sex, and I get hit one dose of head.
Hot sex on
Right
platter.
there.
Right.
You didn't sign. So the expectation these days is, I don't know. I think people date more. I mean, when people go out now, let's say they meet on a dating app. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's understood that they're both dating multiple people, right? So that's why I bring the money aspect up to play, because I think it can add up a bunch of first dates.
So
are they going Dutch? I don't know what the rule is. I'm asking y'all. So y'all, somebody knows some people that did some online Match.com or Tinder or something.
yeah.
I didn't ask that when we did that shit.
What did Catherine Bomer just say? I had some pro athlete who I didn't really know. Yeah, exactly. I've had people volunteer to fly me places, and I was like, nah, bruh.
Hold up. Put that back up, please. So, you declined which offer? She says she had a pro
Probably
athlete
all of the
who
offers.
she didn't really know to fly her out and meet him, and she declined the offer.
Yeah, because with a pro athlete, you pretty much know
I'd
what's
be a
up.
horrible woman.
You know
Because
what-
I'd be
'cause
thinking,
you'd be a hoe.
Brian, I'd be thinking, I've slept with worse. Let me go
I've
get.
had worse things in my mouth.
Let me go get this trip.
But
Let me go get this trip.
see, that's the thinking
Well, somebody would offer to
that,
fly
that
me
got
out.
women
What does that equal,
in
right?
trouble. Because they think, oh, he just wants to spend time with me. Ladies,
Gina.
let me help you cut to the chase on some shit, right? A brother is not, he doesn't just want to spend time with you. Like, he might, but the time that he wants to spend with you, a good percentage of that is going to be naked, just so
Right.
we're clear. So, if you get it in your head, oh, he's just spending all this money on me because he really likes me and wants to spend time with
He
me.
wants a new friend.
He could get a puppy.
True.
He could hang out with a relative. Like, it's not, if there's no sex attached to it, then that limits, he's got very limited interest in that.
I'm going back to what you said earlier. I'm a little slow today. Excessive drinking for Tuesday. Full disclosure. I'm moving slow. I agree with you about who should pay. Who asked who? I'm in my
We're going
mind.
all the way,
I know I'm
so
on this
confused right
online
now.
dating thing. I said I'm
Okay,
moving
back
slow.
to that.
I do think who asked who should be on an app. If that's how you meet, I think that works. Who asked who?
Who asks who? Yeah, who asks who?
Yeah.
If I met a guy and I said, hey, you know what? We should have coffee sometime, and he says sure, then I would get coffee.
I don't know if that. Yeah. I don't know if that ever works. Well, if the woman asks the guy,
If the woman asks the guy out,
I don't think it'll work long term.
all right. Well, you know my theory on that.
Because I'm thinking he would ask you out if
he was excited about it.
he was excited. About
Like,
it. But
men,
he's like,
and
fuck it.
also,
I'll hit.
men don't appreciate what they don't pursue.
True.
And there are people who disagree with me on that, but you can all day if you want to, but the proof is in
Just
the-
because you just lay dead in the middle of the street, and he chooses to take a bite, does not mean he's gonna marry.
Oh, no. Oh, hell no. That is not at all.
So
A bite.
I was thinking about
Just
that.
because you roadkill.
Right.
Like, no one's excited about roadkill, but everyone's excited about hunted game.
So what are the roles on
Fair point, Catherine. Yes, I do too.
whoever pays sets the tone for the relationship? I don't think that's true at all.
You don't?
Hell no.
I don't know.
Case in point, I have dated many Mrs. Right Nows, and many, or one or two, possible Mrs. Rights, right?
Yeah.
And
Men
How
women
they-
love them.
even though I paid, how they act determines how I treat them, not who paid. Because if they come out and it's first date one, and it's low cut down to here, and she decides to sit on my lap after 2 drinks, and a nice song comes on and she's twerking a little bit, okay, I paid, but it's a whole different tone right now. She set a tone of, this is about to be quick, she's not going to meet my mother, and yeah, I
can't
hope
bring
it's
this girl
good.
home to my mama.
So yeah, that has no bearing on it.
But if she had all that and she paid.
But if she acted very respectable and I was liking her and I'm feeling like, man, I gotta crack that code.
But what if she did all that and then didn't use
Well, she still set the tone. I became on my best behavior based on how she acted.
Wait, she did all that, and then she didn't give you any? Is that what you're saying?
Right, you can't. That happens.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with
Well,
that.
I mean,
And then you gonna pursue more?
what's the
It
time
depends
frame?
it depends what her total package score was. Her looks value, sex appeal quotient. Then I'm gonna chase longer until she pushes me away, as most men. We go a longer way, ladies. If you have, or if you're an extreme in one category, if you have a really small waist, proportions that are unseen, we'll probably chase a little more, but it's not for your mind, just so you know.
Oh, Kris, the honesty there is just so staggering.
So, I won't get to that.
So,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
I saw you look at the notes.
Got a list, so.
It's not a list. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't cut you
No,
off.
I was just going to say, so what are you, once you get there,
Uh-huh.
once you get to a place where you're actually dating,
Sure.
not engaged,
Okay.
maybe you've decided that you're exclusive at this point.
Okay.
What is the expectation?
Wow.
Is the expectation that he continues to pay for things if that's what he started
This is
doing?
where all relationships go wrong.
Is it?
I think this
do
is
you
where
have
I think.
responsibility to his or her kids,
Yeah, this is where that real honest conversation
where it gets sticky.
that either men usually try to avoid or women try to assume.
The
that
where
it
are
is
we
what it is.
going?
Yeah,
Conversation.
well, I hate.
Don't have that conversation, by
listen,
the way.
I hated that.
Don't have a conversation. Women do not have that
They
conversation.
were right in asking me. I just hated having.
Where are we going? No, they weren't right in asking you. You know why they weren't right in
Like,
asking you?
we can't go
Because-
anywhere because I don't know what to tell the other women.
Well, okay, you're proving my point. Okay, so the reason why not to have
Yes.
that conversation is because men will tell you who you are to them. You do not need to ask that question, okay? And whether they tell you verbally,
Right.
they will show you by how they treat you.
Right.
If they don't want to take you out, introduce you to their friends, if they don't want to, see you before 2 o'clock in the morning, I mean, you know what that is.
Right. Can we
Do you
blow
need
up,
to ask the
can
question?
we blow up Claude Hall, which is the real responsible answer? I was joking with it. But at that point of the relationship, right, when he sees, you got serious life, Claude Hall says he should be responsible. You're just going to make it smaller like that, huh? He says the man should be responsible. That's where it's headed. If he can't be, he should leave
What
now.
does that mean, Claude Hall?
Claude Hall, that is a golden answer.
Right, but what specifically is he responsible for?
Well,
Tell us.
I can't speak for Claude.
I'm asking Claude. I want Claude
He's
to
a
write
smart
another
guy.
comment.
He's going to answer you.
I'm with it. I'm down. I just want to know what though. I need like a little more fleshing out of that opinion, just so I can drive home.
Well,
point.
until Claude finishes typing.
Okay, well we will wait.
But we'll wait, Claude.
We'll
But
wait.
until he finishes typing, I think, and I do think there's a difference between men and women, right? I think the man early on should lead the tone of the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
He should, by his actions, not by his words, ladies.
No, don't
He-
believe anything.
You should see more attention to him paying or trying to make your life better.
Yes.
Hey, what do you have planned for this weekend? I was thinking maybe you said you like to, watch, movies or whatever. There's a new movie out. Maybe we can do that. If she has a kid, hey, if you want, we can bring the kid to dinner if that's what you and your, kid's father, ex-husband,
Yeah.
or whatever
well,
decide.
that's
That is a man
Don't
who's
be
taking an
needing kids
interest
too early.
in your life versus just trying to,
What's Sectonius talking about down there?
hit it.
His daddy called
His
me
daddy
cheating
called
in
me cheating
chemistry.
chemistry.
What?
So Claude Hall
Okay.
is like a vice president of engineering, and he went to grade school with us.
Oh, okay.
And his dad was our chemistry teacher.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So that's why I
There he
said
is,
he's a
Claude's
smart guy.
back.
There,
Cool.
I told you. he's gonna come
Financially,
back with
emotionally, spiritually, setting the example for his sons and daughters how they should treat their spouse.
something. Said more eloquently than me,
I like it.
but I was saying something.
I was just curious. No, that's why I wanted to flesh out that opinion. Like I wanted to see kind of what people feel. So financially, Mr. Hall, if you are dating someone,
Can we get him in on Zoom?
yeah, you want Claude, call in. Now if you're just dating a person and you've made no
Right.
forever commitment to them, you are financially responsible. Is that where we are?
No, I didn't say that. I just said because in today's world, that should differ. A man or a woman should only date people if they're taking care of themselves, right?
Well, you
So
have to do that.
so past that, I think you come up with something that respects each other's money. I think nothing that cares. Some couples, when they initially get to that weird point, maybe let's say she makes more than him. Maybe they say, you know what, we're sort of committed here. Don't know if we're going to get married, but while we're dating, let's put together a dating pool fund every month. And maybe based on what I pay, I'll put this, and we put it in this pot, and we just enjoy that. And that's an example of something that someone can do. Or he may say, well, you know what? Let me take care of the majority of the dates. I appreciate it, but I make a little bit more now. Let me do this, or vice versa. I think people, those honest conversations in terms of finances says, I care. Jamal Maatuka, 100% correct. Relationships are not 50-50. They are 100-100.
I say that. The key to success is getting what you want.
Wait, I missed the last part of what he said. He said, why are we acting like men take anything? There's a certain level of want with every woman that gets a shot.
No. There's a certain level
absolutely.
of want. No one's saying that men take
But I'm just saying, we will toil around with Mrs. Right now.
Men chase, women pace. But, yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
So, we talked about the man a little bit.
Yeah.
Here's where it gets a little great, I think, in reading your social media posts. What's the responsibility? Because I think most women would agree with those things. What's the responsibility of the woman early on? I don't know. Just
make him
show
look
up,
good.
Eat that food he buy.
No, I mean, you know.
Women have responsibilities too.
I think there's a responsibility.
This thing is 100-100.
No, but there is. But you know, I think that women at least in the beginning, in the very, very beginning of the relationship, you know, you have responsibility to, you know, make him look good.
I think that is a big thing that helps women get men.
It does, and to like make his friends understand why he's chosen to be with you. Not that it's all about them, but I mean, I think that's part of the whole thing. It's part of the allure of being a woman. And I think that's kind of a lost art right now.
It is. I'm glad you said that and not me. Because I think we look at what men usually want, right? We like feeling appreciated. We like feeling wanted. Whether they say it or not. You know, they like to think that a woman is thinking about them, even, you know, so make them feel it. So maybe you're not spending money, or maybe whatever the case, but little things mean a lot to men, right?
Right.
He mentioned that, man, his mom used to make the best peach cobbler ever, and she topped it with cinnamon, and you done went around and contacted his mom or somebody in his family, you found the recipe and made it for him, right? That didn't cost you a lot. It didn't make a lot of time, but I think my role is to encourage conversation to get to know.
So that, Catherine, is actually for you.
Right.
To get to know him better. And that is what makes you know whether or not he's worth you spending your time with him.
But do you think it's his words?
Well, no. It's really kind of, you got to watch a combination of action.
You got to watch
words,
men's words
right?
and look at their actions.
And I tend to avoid men who have too many prior responsibilities, because ultimately I would get the short end of the stick. Yeah, if you got too many kids, say no to that shit.
That's not true.
What?
If a man is handling those responsibilities and he chooses to date you, if a man has multiple responsibilities, hear me out.
Okay.
If he's handling all of them, why would you think he's obviously responsible? Why would he take on something that he wanted and not be responsible for it?
But it depends on if there's a delta between what you think the responsibility should be and what the responsibility is that he can provide.
But again, it's not the conversation that makes that happen.
Okay, let's put it this way.
It is, and you'll see that.
You will see it. You will see it. But my point is that you've got to, like, if you can't, like, look, he got three kids by
States.
2 women.
Girl,
right?
Don't date him. He's about to be president. There's too many responsibilities.
His money is split in a lot of directions. And so is his time.
If he has who?
So if he has 3 kids by 2 women.
Why do we keep throwing all these kids on brothers?
Well,
what if he has no kids?
And a whole bunch of
other responsibilities.
Look, okay, Dirty Dick is out. Like, nobody.
Did you call Nick Cannon? He's repopulating Earth. He's making up for those too many abortions in America.
All these.
Somebody got to do it.
Anyway.
9 more. Look,
not going there.
Those are 9 more votes for the blue side.
You think?
Oh.
Have you seen some of these movies? Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't think of it like that,
I'm
Brian.
not trying
We
to.
got 9 more votes.
Eventually.
See?
Yeah, wait 18 years for those votes. And
Their
then you
votes.
don't even know what's going on. Anyway, I'm not even. Why am I entertaining this? My point is that if a man's resources are split in lots of different directions, you got to be careful with that.
I'm reading some of these comments.
What you got?
Well, no one wants Nick Cannon.
No one wants. I like the pacing.
Brother Matuka
comment.
says, I like the pacing comment. The only job of the woman is sending appropriate signals that the two are moving in the right direction. I think that's part of it. I also think that the woman needs to give him a reason to continue. If all my efforts are going for naught and you're just picking up the phone saying, yeah, I can be there at 8, I'll pick me up.
You'll stop chasing.
I'll stop, you know, I'll stop chasing. Because I'm not getting a little something. You gotta move it a little bit here. You gotta do this.
It's gotta be.
You
You
gotta
gotta dangle the carrot a little bit. Right? A lot of people get the idea wrong. Like the men chase, right? But you've got to give them an idea that you can be caught.
Right. I'm not saying.
Otherwise, why bother with all that?
Right. I'm not saying
I would lose interest.
Don't start doing the man's laundry. I know people who do stuff like that. Don't start treating the man like a husband. I'm not saying do that.
Yeah. You know,
However, some little things. Hey, you took me out. I was thinking maybe we just do a little picnic. Saved you a little cash. I made us a lunch. Let's go to the park.
I mean, that's cute.
I would fucking love that.
That's cute.
If a woman did that, like this one, she made. It didn't cost. She tried to save me some money and really cared about my shit.
And
made the
took
food.
Time to was thoughtful enough, like to.
That goes a long way.
But see, thoughtfulness.
Cooking.
Is,
Wait a minute. Cooking does go a long way. That's the lost art.
Cooking.
Because I'm looking
really
at a lot of
does go
sisters
long
out
way.
here. Y'all eat a lot of fast food. That was bad.
Once I cook for them, I can never get rid of them. That's my joke.
What? Once you what?
Once I cook for them, I can never get rid of them.
You can never keep them.
I can never get rid
You
of
can never keep them.
Can never get rid
You
of
can never keep them.
That's. Have you noticed? Have you seen Lee doesn't leave?
You can cook?
Oh yeah, I cook really well.
What do you make? What's your best dish?
Oh my god. Let's see. I don't have a best dish. I just cook well. Like I'm a good.
What did you make last night?
Well, last night wasn't a good gauge.
What
I
was-
made salmon salad last night. I made grilled salmon salad.
He'll live a long time.
I made him vegan enchiladas the other night, though.
Wow.
Yeah, those were
He'll
pretty
live a
good.
long time. Brother Matuka's been trying to get the rest of the world to eat less meat.
Yeah.
You'll be happy to hear that I've reduced my meat intake. I haven't got
Will
to
she
get
bring
rid-
you a plate of food? Southern women versus northern women. We had this conversation, remember?
Yeah, and bro,
One of my friends was very put off because the guy expected his sister to make the plate.
right, make the plate.
Make the plate.
And that is, if you go back,
I make all the plates. I don't know
and
what that's about.
I think older people are wise.
Yeah.
I usually think women can be smarter than men. I don't like saying it out public, but it's true. But I've seen older women tell younger women, even my oldest daughter dated, Thanksgiving dinner, she invites her boyfriend over. And if she doesn't move fast enough, my mother's like, girl, get in there and make that boy plate. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, get in there and
I
make
wanna-
that boy a
yeah.
plate.
Because they know, as we saw Brother Hall mention, men like to eat. Never seen a woman married 50 years that didn't cook for somebody. Just never seen it. Just doesn't happen.
I'm thinking,
I'm
have I
not saying
seen
that's
that?
the only way. Just never seen it.
I mean, listen, it can happen. But I'm not.
You know
I'm
women
not
been married 50 years.
I don't know.
That woman doesn't exist.
Well, I'll tell you what. I have aunts who've been married for 50 years, and these are people whose houses I will not eat at because their food is not good.
I'm guessing.
I have 2 of those.
I have Kingdom Rock says.
Dr. Umar,
Is he talking about Dr. Umar?
probably.
Said black. Has black folks spent $700 million on food last year?
Fast food.
Fast food. While you talk, I need to figure out what that is per person. Go ahead. Please.
Okay. So 700 million on fast food. Well, okay, look, McDonald's, isn't surviving on black people alone, right? So there are millions of white people that are doing the same shit. It's just a question of, what the spend is in totality on fast food. And then what share of that is black people. That's my curiosity.
I'm just thinking.
But there is too much money being spent on fast food in general. So irrespective of who's spending it, I think there's too much being spent. Me who, like my father, when he requests McDonald's,
Well,
I'm in that line.
Your dad is in his 90s. He should eat what he wants.
Yeah. He can eat whatever he wants. But he's the only person that I'll buy fast food for.
We
Between
spend a
our
lot of money on
households.
food. I sort of took out the babies and really, 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 really old people, we spend a lot of money on fashion.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of money.
But we spend a lot of money on really good food, though.
No, we don't.
I
We
do.
probably spend just as much money on
No, I do. I spend more
hood
money on good
Polishes,
food.
deep fried Polishes,
Ew.
onion.
No, see, I can't even do that.
Oh, stop it.
No, I can't.
Just stop it.
I'll be so sick. I don't eat. First of all, I don't eat
You don't
red
like
meat.
the gyro
I don't eat red
or the
meat.
gyro
I don't eat none of that.
or the gym shoe.
The gym shoe.
You
Same
ever seen
shit. No. I don't eat that.
Brian, you ever heard of a gym shoe?
What's a gym shoe?
It's advice on a burger.
What's that? What is it?
It's basically all the meat put together on a burger.
All the meat they have.
But wait.
So it's like the sausage, it's the gyro meat, it's the hamburger.
It's like a suicide
it's
of burgers.
cheese,
Exactly.
And then it's fried all together.
It is
and
suicide.
served
Wait,
on-
fried all together.
And,
so
and
is it
a lot
put
of
into,
those
like,
sold in the African American community.
Is it a patty?
No, it's like
It's slices and layers?
everything layered
And how do you
together.
is that a big, huge sandwich?
Yes.
And so how do you really eat that?
Well, 2 in the morning, chasing after, a bunch
So
of drink.
that really is a thing.
Somebody said, that, see?
Gym shoe is fire. Jonathan Blakely,
See that?
stop. Okay, what other comments have we missed? Have
Is-
we missed anything good?
Is that my fam, Jonathan Blake? I need him to type his mama's name up there. His mama's name begins with a W. That's my fam. Anyway, yeah, so I do think the women, we were talking about worlds of women too.
We're talking about roles.
Right. I think it is, once the relationship goes on, regardless of what the feminazi says or, all these other folks, I think it is a more supportive role than, and I think even men who are in a position, if they're a confident man and a man who's, like I said, taking care of business, taking care of himself, even if he does it to a point, if, let's say the woman is out earning him, right? I still think he has to be more of a leader. Like he doesn't all of a sudden turn into a woman, a person that acts like a woman, and she doesn't all of a sudden turn into somebody that acts like a man. And I think people are getting that mixed up. I think there are people out here who are saying, well, she made more, man, so I couldn't decide, where we go on vacation. I'm like, use a beat. And then there are women who are like, well, I made this, I'm going to tell him, you're not going to have anyone.
Well, okay, so
It is
first of all, if you're a woman who has a pretty hefty job, right?
Right.
And you come home and you just don't want to make all those decisions all the time.
And that's a good point.
I just don't feel like it.
I think the woman who does have a Gina B type career, she's a ball. If you go home, I think some people have a hard time turning that switch off.
Yeah.
They go home and they still think they're conducting their team at 35. And man, and the poor husband's sitting there like, I was just trying to watch football, babe.
Well, but here's the problem. He needs to, though, make the decisions.
Absolutely.
Because if he does not, then she'll snap into that mode. So if things aren't being done well, then she knows how to do it, right? She knows how to snap into that mode, but she doesn't want to.
I don't even like. I don't really like how you said snap into that mode. Like we should be scared.
You shouldn't be scared, but make the decision.
I wish Mrs. Critic would say I'm gonna snap into that mode. I'm like, what?
It's semantics. Don't worry. She snaps into that mode. I know Mrs. Critic. I know Mrs. Critic.
Fellas,
She can snap into that shit
don't
real
jump
quick.
out, fellas. Y'all out there jumping
It isn't
out.
about no, but it's like
about jumping
just
out.
make the decision.
Snap into
Don't
a
be
roll.
afraid
I ain't
to
never
make
scared no
the
one snapping on.
decision.
Don't snap. Who you snapping on?
You.
You ain't snapping on me. Because he didn't move fast enough. I heard
It's
you.
not a movie fast. It's just make.
You thought it.
Make the decisions. Like, don't make me make. Well, no. What do you want to do? Well, no. What do you want to do?
Admittedly,
Just
Brian,
do something. Like, say something.
Brothers do be crap.
men have
You
known
know,
to procrastinate
I mean, it's
slightly.
Come on.
Brothers do be crap.
I do start getting a hint, a honey-do list laying around.
Yeah.
Babe, I didn't even see that list. You know how to jump right on it. I've hidden the list.
The Matrix.
I've hidden the list.
Yeah.
Well, there's only so much we can leave in the office, right?
Am I the only one who's hidden the list? It's just me.
No.
shit.
No.
I was looking for that list. I left it right where you go every morning and shade.
That's why you send that shit electronically in the morning. I mean, you can't. You didn't like.
Whoa, Gina B, stop handing out those
I know
tips.
you looked at it. I know when you looked
Did you?
at it.
She said send that list electronically.
In the morning.
I was in the past. That's all big.
Nah. And then you put a read message
Wow.
receipt on that shit.
Right.
So you know.
Here's some other roles.
So you know he looked at it.
We only got 10 minutes. Wow. I'll go for some more traditional roles for men.
Yep.
Again, whatever works in your household, fine. But we talked about the man leading. We talked about him being responsible for his actions. I think this part, I think a man should speak his mind. Meaning, respectfully, but I think a lot of times, trying to keep the peace, a man might think he'll go along with something, all of a sudden he doesn't like it, and she's thinking, but you said,
So you said.
Up front, say what you mean what you say.
Right.
He should stand up for his relationship. Sometimes family interferes. Friends
don't let family start in on
life
that shit.
interferes. Life is tough enough, but then again, you get other people jumping in the mix.
Right. That's not good.
It makes it comfortable, and it makes a woman feel all warm and fuzzy. If the man still say, wait a minute.
Yeah, the man has to step
comes
up.
First.
Right.
I'll take care of you.
Boundaries.
Don't disrespect this and what we have. Because you disrespect her, you're disrespecting them.
Men will make a decision. A woman will say, "No, I don't want to do that." Well, at least let us. Now I know, huh?
I didn't even know she was watching the show.
She's always watching the show.
Mrs. Critic knows that I'm a joke.
Whatever. No.
I've never hidden a note.
Okay. He hides the note. Send it via email.
How come my name didn't pop up? Brian, you're supposed to let me in. I can't read my writing on this last one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Something about that don't involve partner.
Oh. Yeah. Early on, you can't, and I think controlling men have this issue where everything they do, it is involving her or planning her time. I think he needs to make time for him to have his things to do, passions outside of her, interests outside of her, and vice versa. And because sometimes a woman may do that because they sometimes have a small circle of friends, and it's up to him to say something about that, I think. But women, on the other hand, we talked about
Here we go. Now he's going to pick on us ladies, so let's get ready.
Was I picking on men?
You never pick on men.
But I spent
It's okay.
15 minutes talking about men.
Just keep
Fine,
going.
I'm gonna pick away.
Pick on us. I can take it.
Someone's interrupting the show.
It's probably somebody on my side.
It's my wife saying stay on topic. Gina B got off topic.
I did not get off topic.
Now she's policing the show. Hold on, I'm doing the show. Do I interrupt you at work? No. Stop. See how I did that? Laid it down. Dinner will be ready when I get home. They should be proud of the man. Love and respect him. Here's one. Ladies, write this one down if you remember nothing else. Own up to her mistakes. Accepts blame. And don't get defensive all the time. Because that type of behavior is rampant in the world right now. Women are never wrong. You single women. Yeah, I'm pointing to you. You single women. They don't apologize. They're always right. Is that far from the truth, Brian? Is that far from the truth, Gina B? You're a woman. Oh, you got some in your mouth. Don't want to sell them out, huh? Go ahead. Don't be scared of them.
They said that women are always right and we don't apologize?
I'm saying a woman should. I'm staying on top.
If you're
responsibilities of a woman, own up to her mistakes.
Responsibilities, yeah. That is a responsibility.
Accepts blame.
That is a responsibility. Yeah. I mean,
I rarely see.
If we've done something,
doesn't matter, Bomer.
It does. It matters. What is it like? What are
because
we?
Because here's what
for?
women typically say that men don't say.
Oh, Herb.
Here's what women say.
That's right, Herb.
Women will say the following. I'll get to Brother Herb in a minute. Women will say, "I only did this
because
you did so and so." So even their fault, they will blame on you. And I'm saying, poo-poo on you.
Poo-poo.
That's wrong. Because men don't say that.
When y'all gonna tell them to submit, let's go time.
Because Jamal Montu just said, where y'all
it depends on what we're submitting to. See,
and Jamal, I agree 100%, but admittedly, the feminine, they might be out.
Chris,
I'm
come
running
on.
for public office.
Chris,
the feminine might be taping it.
Chris Levy.
But truthfully, women should submit. There it is.
But here's
doesn't
the
mean
problem.
submit like become a
Here
slave.
is the problem. The problem is that a lot of men need to be assertive enough to inspire us to submit.
No.
All these men want a queen.
Do you
but,
have
like,
to
they're not
inspire a man to
kings.
be
Like,
a man?
what? You're not making us want to take.
Do you have to inspire a man to be a man?
Sometimes.
No.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to.
There are a lot of.
You should come fully assembled.
There are a lot of PABs out here. Brian got it.
I didn't get it.
You didn't get it? Punk ass bitches.
Y'all didn't know. This is like, God, I mean, R.I.P.
There are a lot.
R.I.P. to Whitney.
Not kidding you.
It wasn't all Bobby.
What do you mean for? Not crack. What is wrong with you?
Wasn't all Bobby.
My point is that there are a lot of men who aren't
First, I want to go to
worthy.
I want to go to
Dare I
Brother
say
Herb
it?
Howard. Then I want to come right back.
Brother Herb
Catherine
Howard
Bowman.
knows what's
First
up.
off, Jamal Matu could put the right answer up. Go back and read the notes. If you just came on the show, Brother Howard said, in my experience, most women that are bosses, leaders professionally, don't want to play that role at home.
Ding, ding, ding,
I
ding,
think
ding.
the
Winner,
smart
winner,
ones should
chicken
not
dinner.
want to. But there are some who can't turn it off.
Well, it depends on what they. See, generally, it's driven by, like, stimuli, right? Like I would,
feel like you're
I
leading
would,
me up
I
to
would
BS.
like to not have to make decisions at home, but if decisions aren't being made properly
You
at
make
home,
decisions when he
then you
tells you to
kind of
make
have to,
decisions.
you kind of have to step in on some of it,
You can make
right?
decisions when
I'm
you
just saying.
authorize it. You get assigned permission.
My fiance is clearly not watching this. At home.
Catherine Bowman said, I ain't submitting to nothing if we ain't married.
If there ain't no ring, it ain't no thing, right, Catherine?
Catherine Bowman, I'm going to,
If he
So
likes
you're
it,
in.
then he should put a ring on it.
some point, we passed the dating spot early. That ain't gonna work. Sorry. Best you find a man that respects and loves the heck out of you so your submission doesn't even become an issue. Because ain't nobody sitting around listening to you saying you ain't submitting. I don't care how nice of a good woman you are. Just don't work. Men ain't built that way.
We need inspiration. That's my point.
Technically, we submit to each other. No, we do not.
Yes, Suetonius knows what's up. He has a wonderful wife. Jennifer's
He
fantastic.
does.
Yeah.
But we don't. It
Huh?
is what it is.
Who
We don't
doesn't?
submit to each other.
Why not?
You ever heard that in marriage vows?
Have you heard submit to me in marriage vow ever? Should I just assume that you'll flip that switch once we're married? Maybe.
No, they won't. Which is why, Brother Howard, I said you will live your life how you go into it.
Has anyone heard the phrase happy wife, happy life?
Absolutely, but
Say.
if it's a happy wife, then that means if he wants happy life, he's treated her right before marriage. That's what I'm saying. It's his job to, like we said, set the tone, make her feel comfortable, so that submission isn't even an issue.
So let's back up.
So, but
Let's
for a
back up.
woman to say I ain't submitting, no,
But let's back
doesn't
up.
work.
Okay, so we're talking
You will
original.
never find Mr. Right.
The original.
Sorry.
Topic, the original topic was.
Go gay.
Was that the original topic? I don't
No, what I'm saying.
Okay, so the original topic.
I'm okay with that. Happiness is submission.
But while you're dating, okay, so let's not get all the way
Those dating
to
roles.
wifing and submission.
You moved us along there.
I did not.
You said, okay, we're past the dating. Play the tape.
No, I didn't. Don't
Play
go
the
past the dating stage.
Okay, go
Anybody got Q-tips?
ahead.
Earwax. No, my point is, what are you responsible for with that other person when you are dating them? Are you responsible to take them out,
Right.
to set the stage for? I think that what you're responsible to do while you're dating is to lay the foundation so that later, when you're actually like in a position that you could get married, that you don't have to worry about things like who's submitting where. Like if you lay that foundation and establish,
What do you mean lay that foundation?
like you gotta lay the foundation. You gotta establish a reputation for being a person who you should be submitting to. Like
Absolutely.
if a brother can't take care of he can't handle his business
I agree with that.
or treat you well,
I agree.
then why would I submit to that? Why?
Catherine Bomer asked a good question. Kris, please give an example of what you would consider to be submission.
Yes, Kris. We have 5 minutes. Go for it.
Sure. The man makes a suggestion, a comment, and you really give it some time and thought, and respectfully can have the conversation with him, versus saying, "No, I don't do that. No," or dismiss it. I think that is basic submission. But again, any good leader or head of household usually doesn't ask someone to do something he or himself wouldn't be willing to do himself. Right.
Right.
But I see a lot of women who are single being very loud and argumentative for no damn good reason, and that's pretty much what I was leaning at when I said that.
So you're saying, oh, okay, look, argumentative. Well, what are we arguing about?
I'm just going by what I see.
But what do you see? What do you see them arguing about?
I see men and women making very bad decisions, right? And again, this is for men, and I look at men as, I don't know, sometimes they get cotton for brains. They will date, well, the men and women do it. They will date somebody for the wrong reasons and get upset with the results.
You date somebody because she got a big ass and be mad because she doesn't have anything.
Show that someone, I saw a post that said the dating pool is full of piss and poop. They need to go to a different pool. Stop dating the same people.
Stop going to that public
pool. So for
pool.
a woman who's complaining that, oh, these men out here doing this, you dating the same type of dude. You better go to a different pond. You better pick up some different hobbies.
Okay,
you
people are happy.
Stop going to the lounge every week, expecting it to be different.
We're not going to the lounge. We're going online.
A
lot of people are.
Really?
Online, yeah, hell yeah. That's how people are meeting people these days.
But there are people it works.
There are people. Oh yeah, there are a lot of people where it works. Yeah.
We're almost out of time. Those were my tips.
Those are your tips? All right, so.
I like the feedback from the audience on this one. This was pretty cool. Do you have any closing words? We got Brian Foster's up next.
Yes.
With Chantel.
I don't know what the topic is this week.
I don't know what they're talking about.
We had fun last week, though.
I saw a part of that.
Yeah, we had a little too much fun.
They're on In the Zone, if you're on Facebook. I think it's In the Zone on YouTube as well, right?
Our producer would know.
They don't announce my show. I hope they can hear me outside, too. See that, Brian? See that? That was,
see how he did that?
That was passive aggressiveness. Like that. It was done tastefully. No. Or on Facebook, Brian's name is
Bri Foss.
Bri Foss. Always a good show. But that's all I got. Do me a favor. Like the page. Share the page. Tell a friend about it.
Tell two.
We got a real special show next week. Some great guests. It's gonna be off the chain. Don't tell your mama. Don't tell your mama to watch this one. This is not for them.
There'll be naked people.
There might be.
It won't be us.
Anyway, that's all we got.
Kidding. No.
Peace and love. Thanks for joining me and Gina. We'll see you next week.